All right. Hello. Oh my God. So tonight I took a pole dancing class, and let me tell you something. It kicked my ass, but it was really good. It was a good kick their ass. Like, I'm exhausted, but I worked really hard, so I had a really good time. So shout out to my teacher, Jenny. You were fierce tonight. It was great. Okay. Margarita. Okay. Woohoo. Okay. Dancing with the Stars Ireland. Okay, so this week on Dancing with the Stars Ireland, they had their first elimination. Hello. Hey, what's up, John? All right. Oh, FYI, John, you're going to come to my house this weekend and we're going to watch Dancing with the Stars Ireland. So you get to see all the fun things that I talk about every week. So I'm very excited about that. I mean, okay, here's the thing. It's not as great as Strictly Come Dancing. That was really fierce, but it's still pretty good. It's still good. Okay, so, okay. So, here's the thing. The first couple was Mairead and John, and they did a Charleston to Bomb Bomb by Sam and the Womp. Never heard of it, but whatever, okay. Maybe it's an Irish thing. Hold on. Maybe let's... Is that better? Yeah. Oh, no. Nope, nope. There we go. Okay. So, here's the thing about Mairead. I mean, she's good. I don't necessarily know if I would say that she's as good as she was scored because she was given very generous scores. The thing is that there's a lot with Charleston. There was a lot of like bent legs and not straight legs. There was a lot of flat-footedness. You know, and maybe because she has no dance experience that they're not judging for those things, but I mean, it's those little details that I would actually look at the pro and be like, okay, well, but they got a 24. They got 3 8s. They got the highest of the leaderboard that whole night. So that was a little bit crazy. I thought that was a little crazy. You know, maybe the top four will be Mairead instead of I don't know, who did I say would be on the top four? Fred Kook. Who kills me. I fucking love Fred Kook. I love Fred Kook. He's a kook. I love him. He's fantastic. He's hysterical. So anyways, okay, so the next one was Demi and Kai. Okay, so here's the thing about Demi. You know, I was kind of hoping that this week she would have had like some sort of moment where she apologized for being kind of a bitch to Clelia last week. Yeah, but that didn't happen. So she said, you know, so she had to do a foxtrot. She's like, I've got to do this foxtrot and I need to take all the criticisms that were given me because she got a lot last week, deservedly so. And so she was okay. She was all right. I thought there was a lot, like the thing about it, and this is kind of what, what's that one judge, the one that's kind of the bitch? It is, who is it? Brian Redmond. Thank you. Brian Redmond. So the thing about Brian is he said that he was kind of expecting Demi because of her age, because she's the youngest person they've ever had on Dancing with the Stars Ireland, to have a lot of energy. First of all, like I said, she's 18. It's not like she's 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've had 14-year-olds at Dancing with the Stars in America, so 18 is nothing that, you know, we've had all kinds of crazy Disney kids, so it just doesn't seem like that would make that much sense. But I do understand what he's saying, because I just feel like her performances are just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, she's not giving it her all. Like, listen, so if you're doing a dance, I would much rather see someone go, you know, full out than just, you know what I mean? Because that's, even if they fuck up and do everything awful, If they do it full out, I'd rather see that than someone do it half-ass. Because those are the people that they've gotten into their own head. Their ego has gotten in the way of them giving a good performance. So just let it go, girl. Let it go. Have a good time. You know, I mean, what's the legal drinking age in Ireland? I don't know. Because I know that, like, I think it's like what? 14 in the UK. I don't know what it is in England, but I know that, they serve, basically children at pubs. I don't know. But what my point is, maybe you need a drink. You need a drink? Have a shot. Have a shot of rum before you, or you'll probably like gin. Have a shot of that. Irish whiskey, whatever. Because that foxtrot was a lot. It was a lot. They only got a 14. So, I mean, cider. Oh, do they drink cider in Ireland? Oh, well, I don't mind cider. I always talk about how much I hate beer. I don't care for beer that much. I really like, I can really say that I've had beer one time in my life. And that was the very first time I tried drinking around the world in Epcot. And I thought, oh, well, I have to do beer because if I do mixed drinks, I'm not going to make it. Girl, beer is so fucking filling. Oh my God. I swear to God, I was not even close to being drunk. I was a little bit buzzed, but I had done 11 countries. And I was like, if I even look at another beer, I'm going to explode. Like, I felt so fat afterwards. And then after that, I've done the Food and Wine Festival twice and done full on cocktails, and it is so much easier. I love me some cocktails. So, but yeah, if they like cider, I wouldn't mind having some cider. Have a cider. That's a good idea. Have a cider, because then that way, even if you're not old enough to drink, then you can have a non-alcoholic cider. Okay. All right. So then my favorite dance, and this is a little bit strange because it was my favorite dance, but it was a samba, and it was Eilish and Ryan, and they did it to Emma Bunton's song Eso Beso, or That Kiss. I fucking love Emma Bunton. I love Emma Bunton. I love her. For those of you that do not know, Emma Bunton was the first person I ever did in drag, so that was really cool. Although I have to say, that was actually after Emma Bunton. Yeah, Baby Spice, that was my first drag, so that was kind of fun. And I've always loved Emma Bunton. I think she's phenomenal. Okay, so Eilish and Ryan, they had to do a samba, and listen, she's 66 years old. She's not like a spring chicken, right? But I will say this, she had more energy than Demi, who is 18. This bitch is 66 years old, and she was still giving it to you. You know what I mean? She was fucking giving it to you. So that was kind of cool. I loved her. I'm sorry, it was my favorite dance of the night, but they only got 12. They got less than Demi and Kai, which I thought was kind of shitty. But I thought that they did great. Eilish, I love you. I think you are phenomenal. My mom was telling me a little bit about my mom and I watched this weekend. So that was kind of cool. Because I got to share this with my mom, because here in America, this doesn't air on television. I have to use my internet prowess to find the feeds. And, my mom and I watched the show, and she was telling me that now apparently Mrs. Brown's Boys, that's the show that Eilish is on, is, first of all, Eilish is the Irish way that they say Eileen. Okay. Sure. So they do this show called Mrs. Brown's Boys, and apparently Mrs. Brown is a drag queen. So if I didn't love Eilish before, I love her now. Like, I love her. I'm going to definitely be keeping up on her career for sure. You know what? Is she on Twitter? I need to look her up on Twitter. I follow her. I love her. Okay, anyways, so yeah, wasn't scored that great. Okay, so then there was Cleona and Robert. Now, here is the thing. Now, Cleona's fucking fierce. Cleona is fierce and ferocious, and she's a fierce country singer. But here's the best part. They had her, they kind of tramped her up a little bit. Like, they had her in this leopard skin outfit, and then they had her hair in this high ponytail, lots of makeup. You know who she kind of looked like? Now, none of my friends that I hung out with, they don't do this, but I did see there were a lot of people in Essex that looked like that. So I was like, okay, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because she was still fucking great. She could have been wearing a paper sack on her head and she was still fierce. I thought she was way better than Mairead. I don't know why people, maybe they were so nice to Mairead because she went first. And, it is difficult to go first when you don't have a frame of reference for the rest of the show. But I'm telling you, man, Cleona was just fucking great. I loved her. Yeah, they did a rumba. Now, here's the thing about the rumba, though. A real rumba is very fluid, very sensual, and it is all about the guy, to be honest with you. Like, it is, yes, she got to do some fun, kicks and tricks, but the thing is, it was more about Robert, and he's a pro. So the male celebrities have it harder when they have to do a rumba. But I still think she was fucking great. I thought she was great. I don't know why they had her looking so trashy. Maybe she didn't look trashy in the eyes of the Irish. But in America, they would be like, who is that streetwalker? You know what I mean? Like, she looked great, but, she was... Dolly Parton once said that... her goal was to look like the town tramp because she was so glamorous. And that's kind of what Cleona was giving me. She was giving me Dolly Parton town tramp. So there you go. All right. So, yeah, they did a rumba to Let You Love Me by Rita Ora. Okay, so then Peter and Ksenia, they did a quick step to Wake Me Up by Avicii. First of all, I don't know if it was really in good taste to do an Avicii song, to be honest with you, because he just died not that long ago. And I thought, that's exactly right. Dolly Parton used to say, it costs a lot of money to look this cheap. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's very true. So, and listen, they had a whole team of fucking makeup people doing Cleona's makeup. So, do all of my friends out there that listen to country music, I only like a couple. I like a few things in country, but I don't listen to a country radio station or anything. I love me some Luke Bryan, though. Ooh, I love Luke Bryan. But have any of you heard of Cleona Hagen? Have you ever heard of her? Or is she just in Ireland? So all my American friends that listen to American country, or Canadian, what's up, Stephanie? All my Canadian friends or American friends, go ahead and let me know in the comments if you've heard of Cleona Hagen. I don't know. Okay, so anyways, Peter and Ksenia, they did a quick step to Wake Me Up. Peter. So Peter Stringer is he's a former rugby player. Okay? So he was okay. Even though I questioned on whether or not they should have actually done this Avicii song, he did all right. He only got a 14 though, which I didn't necessarily agree with, but it is what it is. And then after that, there was Dennis and Valeria. Now, Dennis, he's the other athlete, and I think he's a footballer. Yep, he's a footballer. So this is another time that I thought the judges kind of got it wrong. Like, I thought Peter and Ksenia did much better than Dennis and Valeria because they had to do a cha-cha-cha. Okay, so here's the thing about cha-cha-cha. Again, it's very fluid, but the thing about the cha-cha-cha is there are lots of lines that you've got to hit, right? So I felt like all of his lines were just thrown away. Like, You know what I mean? Like, I was like, really? I mean, the choreography is not that difficult. So it's not like they had all this footwork he had to. So I'm just like, so I personally thought Peter did better, but the judges did not agree with me. They gave Dennis and Valeria a 17. They did a Cha 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 to Promises by Calvin Harris and Sam Smith. Let me tell you a little something about Sam Smith. So American gays are kind of a little bit, harsh at times. Let's put it that way, right? So one I think it was a Tuesday night after it was a Tuesday, or it might have been a Wednesday night. It was a Wednesday night. It was back when Dancing with the Stars had the two shows. They aired on Monday and Tuesday. And on the Tuesday night show, they had this singer named I Am Fancy. That's his name, I Am Fancy. Okay. And he's a gay guy. And he's a large gay guy. So anyways, fast forward, Wednesday night, I'm in the gym, I'm on the treadmill, and these two queens are in front of me on the treadmill. And one of them says to the other, I can't believe this is really mean, but it's really funny. One of them says, God, did you see that I Am Fancy on Dancing with the Stars last night? And the other one goes, oh, I know. If I want to watch a fat queen sing, I'll listen to Sam Smith. Dead. I was dead. I literally almost fell off the treadmill. I was holding in my laughter because I didn't want to encourage that behavior, but it was pretty fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie, it was hilarious. Okay, anyway, sorry. So that's a Dancing with the Stars related anecdote about Sam Smith. Okay. Then there was Clelia and Vitali, and they did a tango to Verona Porteño. And again, see, Clelia and Cleona are the bitches to beat, because those bitches are fucking fierce. They are so fierce. And Clelia just here's the thing about the tango. So, the tango is kind of like when people are, it's like a fight between a man and a woman, but it's like one of those things where there's all this chemistry, there's all this tension because they really just want to fuck each other's brains out, right? That's kind of that passion is what the tango is about. Not anger. Like anger is the paso doble. That's totally all about, I'm gonna fucking fuck this bull up. You know what I mean? But the tango is all about the passion. It's the push and the pull, And Clelia fucking nailed that shit. She was so fucking fierce. I was impressed. I was like, all right, girl. Yes, honey. And this is the thing why I thought it was so good. Excuse me. Okay, the thing I loved about it was that every time she had to change focus, she did it. I mean, like every single time. And it was incredible. It was great. I mean, it's obvious that Vitali put a lot of work into that aspect of her. Never mind, her footwork was fucking great too. And she's the one that's like a mom, and she's phenomenal. She is great. I hope her kids grow up and they see how fierce their mother is, because she's fierce. She is fierce. Okay. So then there was Darren and Karen. So Darren, as you know, is the guy that looks like Bobby Bones, but he's really kind of like the Carson Kressley of Ireland. Okay, so he danced with Karen, who is the current champion of Strictly Come Dancing. Dancing with the Stars Ireland. But, like I said, I really don't think this year is her year. I'm sorry. Sorry, Karen. I'm just saying. And this dance... So they had this surfboard type dance, and they did a jive to Fun, Fun, Fun by the Beach Boys, and it just was not good. I mean, there's really no other way to say it. It just is not good. I mean, the timing was off. It was really awkward and uncomfortable. Yeah, he looked great. I mean, his abs are pretty ferocious. You can see all 6 muscles, it's pretty great, but I mean, yeah, exactly. It was not fun. That is true. It really wasn't. But it was, because there was, remember, I think last week I said that the top four would be Darren and the others, and Cleona and Clelia and Johnny. But I'm taking him off of that list, and then I guess I'll say Mairead will be the top four. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she'll be better as the weeks come on and she'll grow on me. But as of now, I'm telling you, Cleona and Clelia and Johnny especially is really who they would need to beat. But okay, so yeah, so it was not fun. The judges also thought that it was not fun. They gave him a 14. You know, part of me enjoys that Brian Redmond is not, and Craig Revel Horwood in England is not afraid to use those lower numbers, right? Because in America, like, the lowest anyone's ever gotten was a 2, and that was Master P like years ago, and it was awful. Like, I mean, if they could have given someone a 0, they should have given him a 0. But I mean, they gave him a 2, and everyone was like, "Oh wow, okay." But Craig was giving people 1s. I was like, "Oh shit!" I mean, like, even after the first week, I was like, "Damn, okay, all right, damn, okay." Anyways, so then there was Holly and Trent. Now, Holly is a former Miss Ireland, and Trent is the guy that took over for Curtis Pritchard, who needed to get surgery after someone kicked the shit out of him and AJ in Manchester. So he's getting better. So good for you, Curtis. Can't wait to see you. I don't know if I'll see you this season, but I hope to see you soon. The thing about they weren't that good either. I'm sorry. They did a waltz to Lollipops and Roses by Jack Jones. Now, first of all, this, as my mom pointed out this weekend, that song's a little bit pedo-ish. You know what I mean? Like, Lollipops and Roses, like, I know that it was a beautiful waltz and it was supposed to be all romantic. It was kind of creepy. It was a little creepy to me. Like, okay, Lollipops and Roses? Okay. All right. Okay. There's no chemistry between them. It just wasn't that good, The waltz was okay, but they got a 15. They each got 5 points from every single judge. So, that was fine, I guess, And then there was Fred and Julia. And they did a Fred, what does Fred? Oh, Fred Kook. First of all, okay, so Fred and Julia did a Charleston to Right Said Fred by Bernard Cribbins. Now, this is not the same Right Said Fred that does I'm Too Sexy. Although I think that's coming. I hope so, because I fucking love Fred Kook. I think he's great. But this is a difference. This is an old-timey song. And they nailed the shit out of this Charleston. And I was happy. And you know what? The judges actually agreed with me, because they gave him a 23. I mean, he was on the second in the whole leaderboard for the whole night. So good for you, Fred Kook. You better get it. He nailed it. I mean, like, they gave him a lot of shit last week, and I did think that a few of the comments that Brian made were just a little bit crossing the line a little bit. Just like when Shirley Ballas on Strictly Come Dancing was talking about Sean Walsh's hair, and then Graziano has the exact same fucking hairdo. I mean, really? But I was like, okay, and he was the first one to say, you took all of our criticism and you did so good this week. Like, he got nothing but praise from the judges. It was great. I kind of wanted to cry a little bit because he was so good. It was really awesome. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was so good. Yeah. Okay, so he got that 23. And then finally, closing out the show was Johnny and Emily. And they did a foxtrot to This Town by Niall Horan. And is Niall, like, really popular in Ireland? Like, I know because he was in One Direction and all that, but, like, he's the Irish one, so I'm wondering if, I mean, I don't know, maybe not. But they kicked ass at that. Like, and I don't know why the judges, like, they were so good. You know, oh, I know why. So, okay, the judges, their criticism actually was more for Emily than it was for Johnny. Because Johnny actually did everything that was asked of him. He did it perfectly. But their criticism was that Emily did not put enough foxtrot in the foxtrot. There was a lot of contemporary, and he did great at the little foxtrot that was there, as well as the contemporary. I mean, like, he did the choreography, but they were like, this wasn't choreographed that great, you know. So that's kind of more criticism for Emily than it is for Johnny. And even though they say you're supposed to be judging the judges and not, judging the celebrities and not the pros, the reality is they're a team. So if you got to take off points for one, you've got to take off points for the other. You know what I mean? So even though he danced a flawless routine, it wasn't a perfect routine, and they took some points off for that. Either way, I still think he's the one to beat. You know, I definitely think he's the one to beat. Clelly and Cleona, they're definitely getting there. And I guess Mairead was there because she actually, if you counted both weeks, she was at the top of the leaderboard. And I was like, what the okay. Damn. You know, but anyways. So then there was the elimination. Now what's interesting about Ireland. Now Ireland is not that big. I mean, it's smaller than California. So they do all of the, oh, and here's something else that was weird. In the middle of the show, something went out. Like they had some weird, like, and this wasn't just for the internet feed. Like I went on Twitter, everyone was talking about it. Like there was, technical difficulties, and they had to leave it was like a blank screen. And it just said RTE1. And then they had the woman kept coming on over and over again saying, we'll be right back with Dancing with the Stars in a moment. And everyone's like, oh, someone's losing their job. Oh, look out. I mean, it was, I gotta say though, the Irish people were a little bit savage, and I was living for it. It was pretty fierce. But okay, so after that whole mishigas of, the break in the show, then they announced, so then they opened the voting, because the voting hadn't even started yet when the show went off the air briefly. But then they came back, they opened the voting, they let people vote, they had the pros do a number, and then that was it. Like, I'm not kidding you, it was like literally like 10 minutes. And they just got everyone to vote, and they tallied it all up. Because it's, like I said, they're smaller than California, so it's not like, in America, there's no way they could do it. They could never do same day voting. Like in America, we would vote this week, and then at the end of next week, they'll tell us the results of last week. This is what you voted today. So the bottom two were Peter and Ksenia, which I thought was bullshit. I'm sorry. I thought that was bullshit. And Demi and Kai, which I understood that. And Eilish and Ryan, which I totally did not agree with that at all. I thought I thought it was a little bit fucked up. And what was even more fucked up was Eilish went home. And I was so sad. So I hope she keeps dancing, because she's great. She's phenomenal. So I hope that I have as much energy as her when I am 66. And I know she said that she didn't want age to be a factor, but the reality is she has got 10 times more energy than that 18-year-old, and it is really annoying that she did not get her credit. So I'm giving you all the snaps in the world. You are phenomenal, Eilish. I love you, and I miss you, and I will be following you on Twitter if you're on Twitter. I don't know if she's on Twitter. I'll find out. So that's pretty much it for this week. Do you have any comments? John, do you have anything you want to say before I bid you farewell? Going once, Going twice, going thrice. All right, well, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. You all can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton, although I don't really do Snapchat that much. I'm going to let you know ahead of time. You're welcome. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel and then hit the little bell that says notifications because that'll let you know and next time I go live. So next Wednesday night, it'll tell you when I'm going live so you can log in, or afterwards you can log in and watch the replay because that's how we roll. And just thank you so much for logging on today, everyone. Have a great night. Sleep tight. Or if you're in Ireland, have a great day because it's like 6 in the morning over there. So top of the morning to you. I heard that top of the morning is actually not an Irish, like they don't really say that in Ireland. So anyways, thanks for logging on. Have